Let's get sewing! So it's time to sew the applique along the lines. Sew down the stitches. And the first thing you're going to want is a open toe foot. It's a foot that has a wide open center and then kind of clear here so you can see where you're sewing. So I'm going to stick that foot on and pull my thread through. And now you start at an end. Just pick a spot. And I've got my machine set up for the stitch I was going to do. And you lower the foot. And let's get sewing. I just realized you can't sew with cowboy boots on. Ugh! You have to sew with your socks like everybody does. Alright. Now let's get sewing. So I've got my edge that I'm going to sew is going right up to the middle of this little clear thing, right into the very center. And I'll take a few stitches to start and then just go slow. It's a zigzag stitch that's going one side to one side of the edge and one side to the other side of the edge. And you just go slow and turn and follow along. And if you mess up, nobody can tell. And when you get to these tight curves, you leave the needle, I don't know, somewhere, and turn, and take a few stitches, and turn, and take a few stitches, and turn. But mostly you want to kind of just keep trying to turn as you go, and keep it one long smooth thing. So I suppose if you really know how to applique, you could write something in the comments below. I don't even know if there are comments below. And I think you're supposed to like me too somewhere. But so if you can, please like me. I want to be liked. So I'm going to keep sewing and I'll let you see what this looks like when I get it all done. So I've sewn all 6 of the boot appliques down. And you can see the stitches went all the way around. And don't forget this little piece here. I kept forgetting that and having to go back. So I went around all the loose edges, and so that boot's on there. It ain't going anywhere. You can wash this quilt a million times, and it doesn't matter if the glue sticks or not. It's all gonna stay. And there's a thread. Got the thread. So the boots are all done. Put those up on the board. And the next step are the horse blocks. So you take 3 of your horse blocks and 12 of your wedges, of your cream wedges. And they go 2 different ways because you make 2 different horse blocks going 2 different ways. So 3 of them go one way and 3 of them go the other way. So we're going to do the first way, whatever that is. So you take the block and you place, it's going to end up like this. So this is the right angle, and then these are all the other funny angles. But you want the right angle to be the square corner to be the one pointing out. And you place it down on here. And boy, it took me a while to figure out how to do this. I've been ripping out and ripping out and ripping out. Again, I rip out for you. And what I figured out is you want to place it so that the valley of where you start sewing 1/4 of an inch is where the 2 fabrics meet. So you want to kind of have that point hanging out just a bit so that this meets. And then you'll notice down here it doesn't meet. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But if you stretch it, if you stretch the fabric out as you're sewing, it'll meet. And then you just sew the 1/4 inch down. And when you're done, it will look like this. And when you iron it back, so you can see there's a little bit of a fold back, but it started at the valley and it ended up at the valley point. And then you just do your next one. And I went straight around, so you make sure you're putting it down. The hypotenuse side, I never thought I would use that word. I sat in algebra and said, I will never use this word, and oh look, I just used it. I guess that teacher was right. And again, you're setting it so that the point, the valley, is just where a 1/4 of an inch in, and you'll end up having to stretch it a little bit, or maybe not, maybe if you cut your templates right, then it'll come out right at 1/4 of an inch where the little point is. And you do that all the way around, and then we'll put these on. So I'll show you that in just a second.